friends, it's Anna here. Welcome in my next video. Today's video was created with a brand new, totally free cut files freebies from scrapbook.com. Scrapbook.com is celebrating the whole week of World Card Making Day, and this freebie set includes cut files for layouts, cards, and for travel notebooks. And as a scrapbooker by heart, I'm going to create a layout, and I chose this cut file. This is kind of a floral pattern, and I will use circular pictures to fill those gaps. So I want to fill the whole 12 by 12 paper sheet with the cut file. That's why I will duplicate it. I am using Silhouette Cameo, and this is Silhouette software included into the cut file. But if you have different machine, you will have to figure out how to do it on your own software. When I have it duplicated, I am going to flip it vertically because I don't want them to look exactly the same and very symmetrical. And now, because both of the cut files are quite a little bit bigger than the 12 by 12 paper sheet, I'm shrinking them both, and now I am ready to place them in the right position on my page. I will use Silhouette Cameo to cut those elements out, and I am going to do a little bit of mixed media with watercoloring. That's why I decided to use watercolor paper sheet to cut out this cut file. That's why I will run it twice, because the paper is quite thick. I will get kind of separate elements and the outline. So you will basically get two cut files cutouts. So I have the base and I have the elements. At first I was going to use only those like inner parts of the layout, but then I decided I will use both. I am going to use new great paper collection called Heritage, and this is the paper from the previous collection because it still matches this one, and to be honest, I didn't want to waste the new papers as a whole base, so I used the older paper that I already kind of am bored of. I prepared my Prima Confections watercolors. I have 3 sets, classical set, shimmering lights, no, decadent pies, and tropicals. And I am going to paint those elements. As you can see, I left them on my cutting mat because I want to place them in exactly the same way as they are right now, and I will use the leftover kind of part of this cut file as a stencil to place them down. And at first I was going to use them just like they are right now, so without this part, without the outline part, just those elements. But then you will see how it all changed. I am mixing the colors, trying to get the shades that matches the Heritage collection perfectly. I check the colors on the stickers and to make those my own colors match as much as possible. You have to remember that wet watercolors have way more intensive colors than when they are dry. So if you think it's too dark, it's not too dark, because when they will dry, they will look a little much more lighter. So now I am placing my kind of a stencil over the pink paper I chose for my base, and I will fill it with elements that should go inside, and thanks to using this stencil, I don't have any problems in placing those elements back. So I'm applying a little bit of glue, and I'm just putting the elements back where they belonged. And as I said, I was going to use only those colorful elements and then take away the stencil and use it for some further project, but you will see that I changed my mind. And it took me a while to to come back with all the elements, and this is how it looks. And I thought that those flowers kind of disappear in the background, and it wasn't working good for me. So I thought I will use this stencil too, but I needed to trim the edges a little bit to make the frame of the paper that I had on the back. And I also stitched my paper to the background. Now I will bend the edges, which I like to do to add a little bit of interest and dimension to the page. I don't like creating flat pages, which is a nightmare when you have to store them. And I also have two round pictures. I use Spellbinder's set of round dies to cut them out, and I have amazing and very pretty Jane Davenport die cutting machine from Spellbinders, which is blue and has mermaids and is amazing. You will see it later on the video to cut it out if you wonder how I did it. But probably you all know how to make circles. My pictures are glued down. I use a little bit of cardboard to add dimension. This is the cheapest and fastest way for me. Of course, you can use fan foam or whatever you are using to make to add dimension to your projects. And this is this lovely die cutting machine. As you can see, it's mint and well, turquoise, and all I have in my craft room. I try to keep this turquoise color scheme. And I'm using papers from the Heritage Collection to cut out circles that will be inner parts of my flowers. I'm looking for the dies that match the size of the inner part of the flower, and I have all the elements cut out. And now I will use pieces of cardboard to back every circle and glue them down with a little bit of dimension. It's not a very thick cardboard. It has a little bit over 1 millimeter, so it do not create very bulky effect, just a very subtle effect. And now I am using transparent stickers from Heritage Collection. You get 8 sheets in one packaging, and I'm filling up the areas with the white color that are not filled with cutouts. Sorry, I tried to express myself, but it didn't work. So it took me a while to kind of fill all those spaces. You don't have to do it. After a while, after I finished, I thought that maybe leaving the white spots would look good too, but you never know where you will wander during the creation process. So I'm just filling the white spots. These stickers are transparent, so using them on white background works best, because with colorful backgrounds, the colors on the stickers can change because it's a translucent sticker and the background color can influence the color of the sticker. And some of the stickers has a pretty gold foiling, which I decided not to use because it's really hard to snap a decent picture of the gold foil element. They usually look like a black element if you do not put a right angle, and I didn't want to deal with it. So I'm just trying different flowers and bows, and it's really looking good for me, and I'm happy I did it. And now it's time for embellishing. I have stickers, I have ephemera pieces, I have chipboard stickers, and I'm going to use them all to embellish my page. I'm going through ephemera pack from the Heritage Collection, looking for the elements that may work, not will work for sure. And I decided for those elements, they are small, so I'm going to fill the spaces here and there with them. And I will also add stickers. This is what I usually do when I scrapbook. I just pick some elements that may work, and I don't have to go through every single ephemera once again. I just have a smaller pile of elements that may come handy. And now I'm using those gorgeous, gorgeous chipboard stickers to add some accents over the circles, and I cut it out the part of the video where I was trying the things, because it took me a while. It always takes me a while to embellish the page, so I decided not to show you this because otherwise the video would be too long. And when I'm happy with all the stickers and other elements, I am creating a title. I just love these stickers from previous crate paper collection called Whimsical. No, Whimsical? No, Willow Lane. Willow Lane. Yeah, Willow Lane. And I have two packages of them because I love them so much, and they matches the colors of Heritage perfectly. And as you can see, I struggle a little bit because I don't have U letters, so I had to be creative, and I decided to use O's and Q's and just cut out the upper part of the letter, but you couldn't tell that I did it uh, at the end of the video. And the title will be Playground Fun. And because the stickers do not glue well, you probably know that if they are not a foam stickers, they do not stick well. I didn't press the stickers so I could adjust the placement of my title, and I decided to do it in kind of a wavy shape, and it will be 1/1 picture and the second part of the title on the second part of the layout. And of course I use additional glue to glue them down because otherwise they would just fall out. And the final stage of my creative process is splashing everything with my Prima watercolors, the colors I previously used to paint the flowers. And this is kind of a final touching, and this is how the ready page looks like. Here are a few close-ups, and thank you for staying with me here. Don't forget to visit scrapbook.com to download the free file, and I will also leave you the links to the heritage collection that I used here. And that's it. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and see you soon on the next video. Bye bye.